Hi guys, Trisha here. Not long in from work, so I'm just sitting with my feet up having a cup of tea and I'm actually tired. So um just wanted to introduce this video. It's two more of the slow cooker meals, and in this one I made a hearty beef casserole and took a chance and made it one with chicken soup, just ordinary packet soup, and we've tried both and both are good. So I'm enjoying having these handy slow cooker meals in my freezer. Days like this, when you come home and you're just shattered, you just have something on the go and just get the potatoes on. We're big into their spuds here, so it's always with potatoes. So you just grab a cuppa, same as me, get the feet up and enjoy the video. And next week it'll be two more slow cooker meals. So see what I can come up with for those. Alright, enjoy. The next one I'm going to do is a beef casserole. It's actually steak casserole. You've seen me chopping up that big rump I had. There's a video on it, and I'd saved some steaks, but a fancy casserole, so we're going to use some of those in this. So I've just put on the bags beef casserole. Get them on the little stand. These little stands are so helpful, like another pair of hands. If you haven't got them, just open you can stick this down into like a pitcher and turn your lid back. If you don't have the stands, let your bag stand up for you. Okay, so I need onions again, and I've washed all my board and everything off after having chicken. And I need 4 onions. I'll put 2 onions in each one. I'm just gonna slice the onions the way I sliced the last ones. And that's noisy. It's interrupting. The dog here sleeping. But anyway, I'm sure she'll be grand. Okay, so what I want carrots and parsnips in this as well. Okay, so carrots, for this one I'm going to do circles, and I'm going to leave them big, quite chunky. And I've only got a couple of parsnips, so parsnip gives everything a nice flavour. So I'd rather have a little bit in than none, so I'll be fine. Okay, I'll just get rid of this colander. And I tend to wash everything as I go, makes life so much easier. You've seen a video where I did the beef and I cut it into steaks and canned some of it. So I want casserole out of this, so they're just like rumps and they're still frozen. So I'm going to put 2. 1, 2, 3. So I've got 3 and little cuts in each one of those. Okay, and they're still frozen, so I'm going to straight back into the freezer and put 2 onions in each one. And I need to remember to get bigger bags, but you work with what you've got, alright? We like lots of onions, so I'm just sort of giving those squash in my hands. I'm going to put them in here to break them up a wee bit, but they'll break up in the cooking process anyway, so okay. And putting half the parsnips in each one. And half the carrots. Love my veg. Just give that a wee shake down. I'll go down further. It's just because it's on this stand. Okay, so we've got our steak, we've got our onions, we've got our carrot and parsnip. And I want garlic, so the garlic's in the freezer behind you here, so it's easier for me to do it from this side. So I'm going to put 2 pucks of garlic into each one. And these will go back in the freezer. Squeeze all that air out and make sure they're sealed. Okay, so I'll get some seasoning into here. I want salt. I'll put half a teaspoon of salt in, and I can always put more when it's cooking. As I always say, you can add more, but you can't take it out. And I'm going to put half a teaspoon of black pepper going in there, and I'm going to put in stock pot. I buy these out of Lidl's. They're just enriched beef flavour. So beef stock pots, and really should be making my own, but hey ho, that's the way it goes. Sometimes you don't get time to do everything, so just snap one of these in each one. You can get it open. Oh, they smell amazing though. It's really concentrated, so just get a wee scraper. Just scrape all that goodness into there and off the lid. Get every bit of that in. Okay. And second one. Get you in there. And a little pot. Okay. And I'll just scrape that off in the bag so that all that flavour's getting in there. And get rid of my junk. And what else we're going to put in here? I know I put the beef stock pots in, but I'm also going to put in beef bouillon powder. Just this one. So I'm going to put I've got oil in the other one, so one. So that's a tablespoon of that beef bouillon's gone in. And I'll just give it extra flavour. And what else? I'm going to put in half a pint of water so that just everything's in the bag ready to go. And that's too much. I just put in small quantities into the bag, and then you can adjust it in the slow cooker. A lot of people find slow cooker meals can be bland, and it's because they're losing all their flavours, being diluted too much. So try not to add too much liquid. Okay. And just bend it over to get as much air as possible out, and make sure it seals properly for you. And always put these on a tray in your freezer until they're frozen, just in case the seal comes undone. And there's our beef casserole. All the goodness in there. And these do make your life so much easier. You never know what's going to pop up in this house, so there's a bit of that on the seal I don't want. Just get you in there. And try and get that going before I try and get the air out. Okay. That's sealed. Yeah. And there's our second one. Beef casserole. There we go. 2 more for the freezer, guys. And slow cooking time on this. This will probably be, I'll put this on for about 6 to 8 hours, these ones. Just, I know that we've eaten this meat before and it goes really like very tender. So a slow cook with all those delicious vegetables and the garlic and all, and the onions, it'll just be delicious. And we'll have this with boiled potatoes, over boiled potatoes. And if the gravy's then, I'll just thicken it up with some beef granules. I'll actually show you. So you can either use these, like a beef gravy granule. It's got a thickener and all in this, and just another beefy flavour. Or just use the cornflour slurry, which to me, I would rather use the beef granules just for flavour. Alright, 2 more for the freezer. Okay, so I'm just going to get some carrots done for our next recipe, and I'm actually surprised I'm doing this recipe myself because I'm hoping that my other half will eat it, because I've got a little secret stash of soup mixes I bought and he doesn't like them because they're not the branded ones. So I'm going to make it into a slow cooker chicken, and I'll use it for the seasoning and the liquid, and gels it up with some carrots and chicken and onion and garlic. And these carrots are asking me to be used. I had them in the fridge, and if you put them in your bottom drawer of the fridge, put 2 sheets of just ordinary regular kitchen towel on the bottom, and then put your veg in, and then put 2 sheets on the top, and the sheets will draw all the moisture out and keep them good for longer. These have been in the fridge for a few weeks, but now I just want used. And the prep work's probably takes the most time, just to get your carrots and your parsnips, whatever else you're using, peeled, and your onions. But it's well worth it in the long run. So if you've got an extra half an hour in a day, I'm not going to use that one. Make yourself up a couple of, or do some prep, like cut onions up, freeze them, cut garlic up, freeze it. Carrots can freeze as long as you're not going to be, if you're going to be using them within a few months, they'll freeze okay. So just add straight in the colander and get them washed. Okay, slightly disorganised. I stopped to get a cup of tea, so I'm slurping on this at the same time. Oh, it's lovely. some of these carrots and there's bits on it I don't like the look of, so I'll just get rid of those bits. I'm going to make one of these up for tea tonight. So I'm going to do one for the freezer and one for tea tonight. So get rid of that. And I'm going to mark this bag chicken with a twist. And I'll know what it is. Being sneaky. And I'll stick soup underneath that. Okay, so rid of that. Don't want that in there. Those little bits. I'm going to cut these just in the circles again. One for you. So this one's for tonight and this one's for the freezer. I just want to divide these up between the two. Oops, trying to escape on me. Or in there. And like, look at that bit. And go in there. And I want onions, but I've no more fresh onions, so they're in the freezer here behind. These are onions. I just cut them all up and then chop them small. And whenever you freeze them, go quite solid. All you want to do is just give them a couple of bangs on your worktop. And I'm going to put, let's see, just for reference, that's 1 cup of onion. This is all chopped onion, so 1 good cup of chopped onions gone in there. Might need another wee bit. About 1.5 cups. I'm going to put in each one. That's the nice thing about making up your own recipes. You can add or adjust whatever you need. Let's get these back into the freezer. Okay, and the one for tonight, I'm going to use fresh chicken, because I don't think the ones I've frozen would come down on time or defrost in time. And there's a bit there I don't want. Yuck. And I'm going to do the same as before. I'm just going to run my knife down the middle. I mean, we're not big meat eaters, but I like working with these this size. And yeah, I'm going to cut this up into that size. I'm just going to throw it in there. It'll break down a bit anyway in there, so. And take that yuck off. Come out. A bit of fat, don't want. Get you off. And same again. A bit of fat there. If he said not, he wouldn't eat it. Whereas I like small amounts of fat. Okay. And just going to slice it down. Just like that. And stick this back in the fridge and can deal with this in a wee while. Okay, so just get rid of that. There's a bit of frozen breast there. It's going in this one. Right guys, let's just give my hands a good wash there. I have to wash my fridge door down. And that's one breast. And one breast. And I'm not going to put any more of that in there. I'm going to put thighs. Sarah like her thighs better, so. So I'm going to add 2 of the frozen, already prepared thighs in there. And I'll keep the rest of these. Actually, I'm going to put a couple of these out onto a plate, and I'm going to put them in the microwave to defrost to go into the chicken for tonight. But it can be cooking away before those are added. I have got the air out of that. You get air out of your bags whenever you're doing it like this. Okay, I'll just get rid of this. Get that all washed and sanitized. Now, where are we at? Okay, so carrots, onions, chicken, carrots, onions, chicken, and I'm going to use this. He said he wouldn't use it because it wasn't the recognised brand, so I'm going to use it. Just put it. Right, okay, what's the directions here? So it says empty the contents of this packet into a saucepan and gradually add 1.5 pints of water. Right, okay, so I'm going to make this stronger, so I'm going to add 3/4 of a pint of water. Okay, so that's 3/4 of a pint of water, and I'm going to add this in and give it a mix while I'm doing that. get the lumps out. And I don't know why he doesn't like that, because it smells absolutely gorgeous. And there's no reason why you can't use packet soups as a base for anything. You've got all the flavour and everything in there, so it's just a matter of adding the water. Okay, that mixed up well. Now I reckon there's salt. Let me just check. There's salt already in that, but I'm going to add a wee bit of pepper. So I'm going to add half a teaspoon of black pepper to this bag and half a teaspoon to the slow cooker. And this is going straight in here. And it's all little dried vegetables and all, which will just add to the flavour. And I reckon that he will eat this no bother with mashed potato. We're big on potatoes here in Ireland. I have potatoes nearly every meal. And it's usually mashed or done in the Ninja. And I can't get this bag to seal. There we go. Get all the air out. And make sure it's sealed. And that one's definitely sealed. You can see the suction on it. So there we go. So that's why we sneaky chicken with a twist. I've just put soup on it. So this one will be going in the freezer flat. Try and flatten them down as much as you can, because you can stack them in your freezer. I'll just leave that aside for a second. And I'm going to use this packet of soup as well on this one. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to use this one on this slow cooker. And this one asks for gradually 850 mils. So I'll reduce that to probably about 500. Let's see how much 500 takes it to. Okay, so that's 500 mils of water. And this soup packet asks for 850, but I want it thicker and more flavour. So, and that one smells good too. So these are just cheap packet soups. And put it into your cold water. As I say, don't use the right amount for the soup. If you want it thicker, just add that all in there with the cold water. And that smells good too. Just give it a good mix to distribute all that powder. And with this being a soup mix, it'll actually thicken as well. Okay, so I'm simply going to pour that all over in my crock pot. And I want to get a wee scraper to scrape that all out, all that flavour. Whatever's left in this bowl is just flavour. So and we'll give that a wee dump down in. just like that. And that smells so good. You don't tell him, I won't. Okay, so looks like that. I'll show you it actually. We'll take it over and get it into the crock pot. Show you closer. That's what it looks like. And it's going to taste really nice, I reckon anyway. Okay, so turn that on, and I'm going to turn it up to medium. Put it on as medium. And what I do when I'm using the crock pot, or I keep calling it the crock pot, it's a slow cooker. I get a towel, and put my lid down on the towel, bring the sides up, as so. And I just put a couple of these wee clips on just to hold the towel up, and this stops all that evaporation that your lid's catching, it all falling back down into your crock or your slow cooker, into your food, and it'll get too watery and runny. And just pop the lid on, and this side of the towel it'll hold a lot of moisture. And if you're particular about your towels, use the old towel. Nothing the washing machine doesn't fix. So I'm gonna defrost those other 2 chicken thighs and put them in here as soon as I can. And I'll have that tonight. This one is going to go on a tray. I'll get a tray for that one. Okay, so the other 2 trays are in the freezer, so I'll just plop it on here and make sure that the sealed side is up. Okay, so this is my surprise one for him. So hopefully he'll eat it. Fingers crossed for me. This is going straight into the freezer. Okay, so that's quite a lot done. Got called away, so we'll have to go and run a few errands. So finish my tea first, it takes priority. And I'll get tidied up here and I'll show you what this crock pot one looks like. And I'll be making more, so see you soon. Okay guys, so this has been sitting on for, I want to say, about 4 hours. I turned it down to low, and this is what I mean about the lid. So it collects all the moisture there, so it's not running back down into your sauce. And you can see that's lovely and creamy. And that you see in there. And it's all cooked perfect. And it's nice and thick. And I did put some thighs in, so I'll hook the thighs out. Oops. I just want to give the sauce a wee taste. Not too much or burn the mouth off me. That's good. Let's see if he notices. But I'm happy with that. It tastes lovely. What do you think of that crock pot dinner, darling?
It's excellent. Very good. Very tasty.
The sauce nice?
Beautiful.
And chicken okay?
Excellent. Very
Good.
tender.
Good. You would eat it again?
I most certainly would. Very good on a cold day.
Good. Well, it's a cold day here in Ireland.
It's an awful day.
Hope you enjoyed these 2 recipes. They're definitely a hit here. So everybody's got different tastes. If you don't like them, it's fine. But I'm enjoying making them, and we're enjoying eating them. So there'll be 2 more recipes next week. Freezer friendly slow cooker meals. So I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. And if you like the video, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up button. Just helps my channel. Alright. See you later, guys. Have a good day. Bye bye.